Hey there, welcome back to the Greater You. Today we are in office and we're going to be talking about the R in the PERMA Plus model. As you know, we've been doing a series of videos on the PERMA model and this is Dr. Seligman's work. It's one of the main backbones of positive psychology that I've studied extensively over the years. And we've used it a lot in our coaching. As Marty Seligman said, we feel like positive psychology gives a backbone, a professional, peer-reviewed, science-based backbone to the coaching world, as there's a lot of anecdotal stuff out in the coaching world. A lot of it's great, but this adds some rigor to the science of coaching. So we're going through the PERMA Plus model. Today we're talking about the R, which is relationships. This is a nuanced and difficult topic. As we all know, relationships can be a source of great joy, or they can be a source of great pain to us. Seriously, we see this all the time, right? That there's people who have relationships that are on the rocks, and that really causes difficulty, right? So from the positive psychology and coaching standpoint, we're more about prevention. We like to protect people from the woes of, mental illness and relationship problems and job problems and all that stuff. We like to help people protect themselves from difficulties and also help you vault your way forward into improving things in your life. So today we're discussing the PERMA Plus model and the R. So that's relationships. So we have 5 keys for you today. This is not the most comprehensive list. We could spend 10 days straight on YouTube doing a live stream on this. Relationships itself, as you all know, they're very complicated. However, these 5 keys we've found to be very helpful in people improving the quality of their relationships. The first is honest communication. When there's a feeling of being on eggshells in a relationship, that damages the relationship. We want to be able to speak clearly and honestly with our friendships, our partners, people who we work with, whoever our close interpersonal relationships are with. We need those to be honest. So building trust, being open. Now, honest communication is it's not a license for rudeness, which brings us to the second one here, which is being kind in your communication. I remember reading this article years ago in Psychology Today, I believe, and they were talking about, hey, the people that have strong long-term relationships, when they argue differently than people who have weak relationships. Specifically in the arguing category, meaning that when they have a disagreement, instead of trying to prove that they're right and the other person's wrong, they actually approach the disagreement with the other person's feelings in mind. So this is where that kindness can come in of like, hey, what can I consider where this person's coming from, what they may be feeling, experiencing, and so forth, instead of me just kind of brashly going in and saying it like it is, right? So kindness with honest communication creates clarity of communication and also creates a situation where people can feel safe enough to share their feelings and communicate openly with one another. So it's paramount. Keep that kindness in place, especially when things are difficult. Keep it kind. It's easy to fall into judgment and victim and blame, which, point number 5 really addresses. The key to this is being accountable for your own kind of feelings and thoughts and being really kind and honest in your communication. The third one is being understanding, right? The late Stephen R. Covey, one of my heroes, said, first seek to understand, then seek to be understood. That's in, I think, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Absolutely, I agree with that 1000%. Be understanding. Seek to understand, where is the other person coming from that I'm communicating with? How can I improve this relationship by really understanding where they're coming from? Well, people that feel understood feel cared for. So it really ups your relationship and protects your relationship from problems when we are using communication that shows understanding towards the other person. The fourth one is forgiving, being quick to forgive. As we all know, in our interpersonal relationships, from work relationships, friendships, and romantic relationships, it's really easy to become offended or get hurt or, mistakes happen. People say things out of hand, or maybe they're too tired, or something happens and people make mistakes. To err is human. We know this, right? So let's forgive. Let's move there first rather than trying to be right. One of my other mentors, I'm trying to remember exactly the context of this quote, but basically he said something like, it's better to, preserve the relationship than always trying to prove that you're right. The right wrong game of like, I'm in the right and you're in the wrong just leads to wars, right? So being forgiving is really helpful, especially against the backdrop of those first three being honest, kind, and understanding. The fifth one there is being accountable. This one stings. This one's hard. But to protect our relationships, we need to own our crap. We need to own our stuff. If we are the ones that have made a mistake, we need to be quick to own our mistakes, swallow our pride, swallow our ego, get our ego out of the way, and just own it. Be like, you know what I said was stupid and I really shouldn't have said it. And then don't make excuses. That really negates accountability when people start, oh, but I was just so tired. Well, of course you were tired. I'm tired. We're all tired because we all work our butts off, right? So don't make excuses when you're being accountable. Try pure, clear accountability. I said the wrong thing. That's my bad, my mistake. I showed up 10 minutes late. That's my bad, my mistake. Without making excuses. And as we do that, it creates trust and creates like a respect in the relationship. So much easier to respect someone who is accountable than people who are always being dodgy in their communication, right? So try these 5 things out. The call to action today is to pick one of the 5, as we do with all of our videos. Take one takeaway from these videos and apply it right away. Go and engage it, and then come back to the video and comment below. Let us know. Obviously, like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to our channel if you will, so that we can get the message out to as many people as possible. Help flood the earth with some positive psychology and positive communication techniques, and really help people have really ultimately happier and healthier lives. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for hanging out today. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.